Good morning. If you can take your seat, we're going to get started. Brother Adrian, would you lead us in prayer?
In the name of the Father, and Son, and the Holy Spirit, let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us to encourage in meaningful discussion. Allow us to grow closer as a group and nurture the bonds of community. Fill us with your grace, Lord God, as we make decisions that might affect the students, staff and faculty, alumni and friends of Subiaco Academy, and continue to remind us that all that we do today, all that we accomplish, is for the pursuit of truth, for the greater glory of you, and for the service of humanity. We ask through these things in your name, amen.
Please stay standing. We're going to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pat Franz, fight song.
All right, gentlemen, 1, 2, 3. Onward, Trojans, alma mater calls to you. Sons of Subiaco, always standing back of Subies, good old orange and blue. Onward, Trojans, Subi wants you to be true. So with voices clear, stand right up and cheer for the good old orange and blue. Hey! Well done.
Thank you, Pat. You can have a seat, and Dale Schumacher will announce the deceased members of our Alumni Association.
James Post, class of 42. Henry Kirchner, 47. Leroy Schmitz, class of 47. John Ani, class of 48. Matthew H. Clausen, class of 50. Bob Koenigsider, class of 50. Charlie Kleck, class of 50. Richard C. Rust, class of 1952. Lyndall Montgomery, class of 53. Henry Harder, 54. J. Jones, 1955. Dick Bothwell, 1957. Michael Lewis Johnson, 1958. Charles Lux, 1961. Thomas Anthony Carter, 1963. Peter Ransom, 1963. Thomas Breen, 1964. Peter J. Meesey, 1964. William Berg, 1965. Joseph Meesey, 1965. Robert Newmeyer, 1965. Joseph Rust, 1965. Michael Dwayne Stuffles, 1968. Anthony Letting, 1968. Frank Hoyle Jr., 1969. Carl Gruel, 1970. Robert Stroud, 1971. Steve Hertline, 1971. Stanley Pruskarski, 1971. Joseph Rinaldo, 1972. Rod Marzette, 1972. Chris Jasper, 1975. Gus Fadul, 1978. Warren Karen, 1985. Mark Butler, 1986. Darrell Johnson, 1995. And George Odott, 1946. Sid Tom, 1949. John Menenghetti, 1950. James Walters, 1952. Ronald Plugi, 1952. Richard Corbin, 1957. James Fletcher, 1963. John O'Malley, 1964. And Ralph Draper, 1977. Brother Ed, do you want to lead us in prayer? There you go, bud.
Let's say the Lord's Prayer in their honor. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Eternal rest granted to them, O Lord, and let the perpetual light shine upon them. May they rest in peace.
Okay, we got a couple things here. The first thing in your book, in your packet, you'll notice there's minutes from your board of directors met on October the 4th of 2025, which minutes are included, and they also met on January 17th of 2026. And I guess I need a motion from somebody to adopt these minutes, and then a second, and then a vote. I think it's unanimous. Then the next thing we're going to do is, since we're talking about that, in your packet you'll notice that the board of directors has voted that they think that for years and years the board has been comprised of five-year terms comprised of 5 people in each one of them, for a total of 25 members of the general board of directors. Then there's also a president-elect, a president, immediate vice president, and the abbot. There's 4 voting members there, so that brings a total of 29 voting members. Well, what happens is we have to have a quorum. So what happens is, a lot of times we think there's too many board of directors because if we're being penalized, sometimes it's hard to get a quorum. So the thought is we'll reduce it to 19 members. So what we're going to have is you're going to have 5-year terms still, but instead of having 5 people on each term, you're going to have 3. So it'll be 15 plus 4 will be 19. So then the quorum is reduced to 50% of that would be 10, 1 plus 50% would be 10 members of the board to have a quorum so they can vote on business matters. So that's why they're wanting to reduce, that's all the reason why they're wanting to reduce it. We don't think that maybe years past, 50 years ago, maybe you needed 29 members. But today you need 19 good solid members to be on the board of directors to conduct your business affairs. So that's why we have to amend the bylaws. And I guess I'm just trying to explain to you all the purpose of it. It's very simple, and I guess I'd like to have, if there's, open it up for any discussion, and if there's not any discussion, then I need a motion that we do this, and we will, and a second, and then a vote, y'all guys will vote on it, and then we'll amend the minutes. And it's all we're doing is reducing the number of board of directors, voting members from 29 to 19. What is your name? And do I have a second? Who's that? Spell your last name. Redican. Okay. So we have a motion and a second. And at this time here, I guess everybody vote by, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so that motion is going to pass. And we'll amend the bylaws. And then the last thing I've got to do, that I want to do is, in your booklet on page 4, you'll see a treasurer's report. And it's really reporting through April the 30th. It's the most recent report we have. And you show that you have a ending fund balance of $328,000. And the prior year, last year, our ending fund balance was $329,000. So as you can see from your minutes, the board of directors at the January meeting and the February meeting gave quite a bit of money to the academy, and was able to achieve that, and the fund balance stays pretty much the same. So what I'm trying to tell you is I think you're in good shape financially, and that's all I'm doing is reporting. And if anybody's got any questions, you can ask me, or you can ask me after the meeting, whatever you want to do. But if you got a question, and if I don't have an answer, I'll get you an answer.
Dale, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Other expenses.
Reason that is mostly there's in that 76,640, there is 34,300 that was given to the academy at the January meeting. It was a special request by Dan Smith for 6 special items that he needed to get done in the budget. So he asked the board for 34,300. They voted to do it, and they turned the money over to him. So if you look at last year's number of 41 and you add the 34,300, you're going to come real close to that 76,000. So I'm trying to say the unusual item is that 34,300. But there's also some other items in there. I'm going to go ahead and call it to your attention. It's in the minutes, but in there's also the board of directors voted to, Subiaco won the state football championship this year. And Coach Applegate, he came up with all the boys on the team, plus I guess some of the support staff like managers and what have you. But anyway, everybody got a state championship ring. And your Alumni Association voted to fund $7,500 of that. So that's also included in that 76. So you take those 2 unusual items out, and you're coming down real close to what we had last year. It's kind of a static year, you know what I'm saying? Everything's pretty close to the same except for those 2 items. Is that good? Then I'm going to sit down. If you got any questions, just let me know. I'll be around. Is that good enough? Is that all you need?
Tom Canada is going to recognize our anniversary class agents.
All right, so a couple of things before I do that. Do we have any of our foundation board members here? Please stand. Let's give them a round of applause. Do we have anybody that's on the Academy Board of Trustees here? Let's give them a round. And then lastly, Audrey, Beth, and Linda, come out here where we can see you. A lot of the stuff that we take for granted over this weekend would not happen without those three. So as you interact with them the rest of this weekend, please tell them thank you for a job well done again. So, all right, now to our anniversary classes. Do we have anybody from the class of 1951? 56. What about 1961? Okay, 60, oh, there we go. $1966. $1971. And Dale Schumacher is the 71 class agent. 76, I know there's a couple guys here. And a thanks to TJ Hunkins for serving as the class agent. $1981. Their class agents are John Brooks and Spencer Scarborough. All right, we don't have to applaud this group. 86. Christopher Gray is the class agent. 91. Leon Guidry is the class agent. 1996. Joe Hebert is the class agent. 2001. There we go. Chris Robinson is their class agent. 2006. Victor is also their class agent, so good representation, Victor. 2011. What a bunch of bums. 2016. Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right, 2021. I give up. Thank you guys.
All right, our scholarship winners is on page 8 in the book, $1,000 to each one of these. The Father Christopher Scholarship goes to Xavier Scallon. The Father Clemente Scholarship goes to Miles Hoffman. And the Coach Mouse Scholarship goes to Aiden Ortega. And now Abbot Elijah is going to do his updates and jubilarians.
Good morning, brothers, and as I shared with you last night, welcome home to all of you. For those of you I haven't met yet personally, my name is Elijah, and I have the honor of being elected as the 8th abbot of Subiaco. I thought I'd take a few moments just to give you some updates on our community since the last alumni reunion. So our community numbers 32 monks. In the past year, we had the death of Brother James Lindsay. I think he started at the academy teaching in 1980. So he died April 21st. I'm not going to go through all of our monk assignments, but I'll just note a few of the items since I know you've asked me about these particular monks. So some of them are here, some of them are not here. In our Advanced Care Health Center, we have 5 residents. Brother Joseph Kohler, he has advanced dementia. He's physically doing great. His attention span, if you go and see him, is anywhere from 10 to 15 seconds in conversations. He's doing wonderful. He escaped a couple of times, so now we have an ankle bracelet on him that if you're in the health center and he tries to leave, it locks the doors down. Please, if he asks you to open the door, do not do so, okay? No matter what he asks you to do. You'd love to visit with him. If you visit with him, please make sure it's pleasant memories, and after about 10 seconds, he'll ask who you are and why you're there. Don't feel upset in any way. Brother Anselm has been recovering from his 2nd knee surgery, and you'll typically see him in our inner walkway praying the rosary all the time, going quite fast around the circuit. He's also getting more and more forgetful. Brother Jude has had to deal with an amazing number of medical conditions, heart problems, diabetes, 9 weeks of prostate cancer treatment. He was teaching for a bit back in our academy, but in the last few weeks he got a sore on his foot, and it's now made him wheelchair bound. And so he has his leg up. I know some of the brothers asked this morning if they saw him. When you look at the Mass, as you're facing the altar, on the right is where our infirm monks usually are in chairs or in the stalls or in wheelchairs. And so if Brother Jude is there, I know he's asked me about a number of you. What you can do is feel free to go ahead and stop by and see him. Father Richard, who is right down here, he continues his almost 3-year treatment with multiple myeloma. Incredible. Every week he is going to the doctor, but he's an example for all of us. His weekly treatments for cancer has not stopped him from growing habanero peppers, making peanut brittle, and producing hot sauce. This guy's pretty amazing. Brother Matthias, who is not here, Brother Matthias, some of you have seen him around. Brother Matthias, for those of you who are not familiar with him, you know, he has 3 small tumors in his brain. He suffered from a terrible stroke. His walking is impaired. Since he entered our monastery, those of you know when he entered to today, he's deteriorated quite a bit. And I just want to thank you for your patience and kindness with him. When he engages in conversations around, thank you for engaging with him, because as he has deteriorated, this is a true embodiment of what community life has meant. We're supporting him through those challenging times, and I'd ask you to just do the same for him. He will be at the events this weekend, as we already know from last night. I noticed at breakfast he was aspirating and stuff, and I gave him some napkins and stuff, and I'm very thankful to those who were there when that happened. thank you for your patience with him. It's a true embodiment of what we do in community. We serve each other. In our assisted living center, we have right now temporarily Father Jerome, who is recovering from his second knee surgery. He's trying to recuperate quicker than his first knee surgery. He was supposed to be in the health center, and one day I saw a drive-by golf cart with him in it, very fast. So he was going down to check on things. I think was going down with Greg to check out the sawmill at the time. Father Eugene is walking his normal 20 or 30 miles a day out, and he's doing quite well. Brother Ephraim now walks permanently with a walker. His hearing is deteriorating pretty bad. He's had early signs of dementia. Just want you to be aware of that. Father William, from last year's time, he's recovered from a serious fall and the neuropathy that he had. But for those of you who saw him last night, you know that his personality has not changed. It remains the same even as his body recovers slowly. I should just point out, when I ask him to do something as his habit, he still says not only no, but I did not hear, he did not say that, y'all did. So he's very deferential to his habit. Brother Adrian, who has been appointed to serve as your chaplain, will have surgery next week. Both of his kidneys are filled with kidney stones. So he will have the first surgery next week on one kidney and then followed up most likely by a second surgery. I've reminded him that God is paying him back in that pain for all the students he made kneel out or for whom he wielded a cattle prod. So just so we know, as he goes through pain next Monday, I think, isn't it, brother? I think it's the surgery's on Monday, isn't it? Yeah, Monday. Offer up your prayers for him and join with him and remember your pain to unite with his. He loves you all and thinks highly of so often. So our prayers are for you as well. This past year, we had 11 of our monks assigned to the education ministry of the academy, and we're very blessed in that regard. Also in this last year, Brother Augustin de Foray of Van Buren, he made his solemn profession. He's been teaching iconography in our academy through the fine arts, and he's also been involved with our chaplaincy program. He's been assigned to start in August to complete his bachelor's in theology. That'll take about 3 years for him, after which he can be of service to our academy. Brother Sebastian of Oxford, Alabama, who is way back there in the back. Brother, why don't you stand up so people can actually know who you are? Brother Sebastian is there. Thank you, brother. This past February, he was ordained as a transitional deacon, and he has one more year of studies at St. John's School of Theology and Seminary in Collegeville, Minnesota. I've also assigned him to complete his master's in education leadership from Ave Maria University. He will return here, God willing, next fall, at which time he will be assigned to the academy. And by God's grace, next fall, he'll be ordained a priest for our community. So we're deeply blessed for that service. In our formation program, we have Brother Benoit from Louisiana, who continues his formation as a junior. And we have one candidate, Andrew Mole of Pompano Beach, Florida. He's living with us as a candidate to see if he would like to inquire further in monastic life. His previous work was with the U.S. Navy and with the Department of Homeland Security. He gave that all up to try monastic life. He is a Massachusetts boy, so it's hard for him to use the letter R in a sentence. If you have anyone that you know of who's a single Catholic man over the age of 18 who would like to consider monastic life, then ask you to direct them to Father Reginald Udodge, our class of 79. He is our vocation director. He's assisted by Brother Augustin and Brother Pio Doe from Dallas, a Dallas Cowboys fan. Brother Pio is not here this weekend. He's at a wedding in Biloxi, Mississippi, with, as he said, about 3,000 or 4,000 Vietnamese Americans as they all gather together for that. We have a monthly come and see program. We have one coming up at the end of June. Please feel free to speak to myself or to any of the monks about that for a young man to come here They can pray and eat with the monks, shadow the monks in our work and our hobbies and so forth. We'd love to have them here. You know, chapter 58, the Rule of St. Benedict, defines the mission for monks in an abbey, and it's in two Latin words, aurare deum, to seek God. So we seek God, living in community, following the Rule of St. Benedict, praying 7 times a day as community and individually, and we do so under an abbot. And then flowing from that are our 2 ministries of education and hospitality. So for education, we have Dan Smith, class of 1988, who is going to be taking on the position of head of school, and we're very thankful for his willingness to continue that. In hospitality, I've assigned Father Patrick Boland. Father Patrick, if you'd stand for those who have not met Father Patrick from Pennsylvania. Via Florida and Georgia and everywhere else. So, Father, I think he has the ignominious claim of having more assignments that have no relation to each other than any other monk in our abbey. He has been assigned to be our director of hospitality, our safeguarding, and sustainable ventures. Brothers, I want to highlight those last 2 words, sustainable ventures. We'll need your help, and he'll need your help on part of this moving forward. He's going to work externally to really try to cultivate relationships, with state partners, corporate partners, to let people become aware of Subiaco more keenly. You may have already seen him on some videos from news programs and other things. Part of that is to get the message out about who we are, but drawing on his own business experience and his background, I've asked him to start collaborating with others to explore and to develop sustainable ventures, things that we can do. We need to raise money, revenue, in order to keep the costs down for our academy. As you know, I was just talking with one gentleman. They have a private school. The private day school is $86,000. It was $140,000 for residential life. By God's grace, we are sometimes referred to as the cheapest, but as I know from our head of school, we should not use the word cheap. We are economical. Is the term. So we are keenly economical in our abilities to be able to serve both day and boarding students. So Father Patrick's role in that regard will be very important. If any of you, particularly with an entrepreneur spirit, have an idea of who we can work with or partner with, some other abbeys have already done that and are bringing in additional revenue for their ministries. We're late to the game in some ways. And so part of his role as well will be to look at what people often ask me about Brother Sebastian. Is he coming back to start the brewery? Unfortunately, I remind people I didn't send him away to the seminary to come back to brew beer. He could have done that in another way. He's coming back to be in our academy. The next question some of you have already asked me, can we start teaching the students how to brew beer? As was pointed out by some of you, you already have been doing that as students, so you don't need him teaching that. So part of Father Patrick's role is to find, very important word, sustainable ventures, ones that can actually make some money. Brother Sebastian, by God's grace, was able to do an incredible job with our brewery, but it just broke even. Him working 60 hours a week, not going to happen again. So what happens is there are only one other major abbey that has a brewery that is consistently going, them operating, but another abbey works in partnership with someone else to make their brewery going. That's the role of Father Patrick, is to try to find sustainable ventures like other abbeys are doing that you think we can partner with. We need your help. We need to crowdsource this. Give him ideas, and he would love to talk with you. So please, if you could, we want to be sustainable, long-term ventures that can ultimately benefit our boys in the academy by reduced costs. So he also, part of his responsibility as hospitality is to encourage, because our mission is Quorare Deum, to seek God. We help people to seek God and learn how to pray. Part of his responsibility is to begin to invite people more to our abbey, to utilize our retreat center and to utilize our grounds and to walk the place and pray, whether for a day or for a week. So his hospitality role is very important. and he'll talk about that in just a moment. So that's just an overview. We have lots of other monks doing lots of other things. If you afterwards want to ask me about what any of the individual monks are assigned to, I'd be happy to tell you. And again, if you know of anyone for vocations, we'd be happy to talk to you as well. Okay? Jubilee years. This is an important milestone for one of our monks, Father Eugene, who is back here on the back row. 70 years professed, 65 years ordained. So we are deeply appreciative of his wonderful service. Father Eugene takes care of the sacramental needs of our monks in our acute care health center, also providing confessions over in our hospitality ministry. We have 4 monks assigned in that regard over in hospitality. And so I asked Father Patrick, do you want to come up and just say something quick about your hospitality role? Thank you, brothers.
Yeah, on the hospitality, one of the things that came to mind a couple days ago for me, this is just recent idea, and that was somebody said something and was talking about the alumni and all the stuff that you guys do and all the things we ask you to do that you graciously. And I got the idea that are we taking care of your spiritual needs? And I want to know, I think we could do it by acclamation or show of hands, but would you guys be interested in trying to arrange a alumni retreat? It would have to be in the wintertime, like maybe December or January, probably January this coming year, because we're completely booked at the guest house all the way through Thanksgiving in the first 2 weeks of December. So is that something, an alumni retreat, would that be something you guys are interested in? These 5 guys want to come. So you just put it together and get the invite out, and then we'll see who can come. Any suggestions right off the top of your head you might want to say right now? The whole alumni. Because it's going to be in the middle of the year. Yeah, we take that into consideration, because then we wouldn't have to have the whole house. You know what I mean? It would be a smaller group of people. I'm thinking of a time when the entire guest house would have to be empty. But there's other weekends that, we might have 10 rooms, That's a really good idea. All right, that's basically all I wanted to ask you. Thank you so much.
Glenn, would you like to come up and give your procurator report?
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you all for being here and welcome home. My name is Glenn Constantino. I love the special bonds that alumni have with each other and with the monks. This year, 27 young men graduated from the academy. This is only possible with your help. In addition to the million of other things that you do, this year you helped provide tuition assistance totaling $744,000, which assisted 89 young men be able to attend the academy. We recently embarked on a campus-wide beautification project. As you walk around the campus, you'll notice new trees, shrubs, and benches. If you get a chance, please do try to go to East Park. It is absolutely beautiful. We're also exploring campus-wide wayfinding signage. Our 7-acre solar field came online about 16 months ago, providing 95% of our electrical needs and energy savings costs of more than $10,000 per month. With the recent receipt of the 50% refundable tax credit, we should see a payback of 9 years or less. I hope you walk down to the Alumni Field and see the new lights, scoreboard, and outfield fence. The Alumni Association provided the funds and leadership to make this project happen. It looks spectacular very near the new swimming pool and all-weather track and turf field. At your suggestion, we continue to grow our endowments. In recent years, new scholarship endowments were created in honor of Father Hugh, Father Jerome, Brother John Shadd, Coach Tim Tincleve, as well as in memory and honor of beloved Academy teacher Diane Hart. Alumni and friends also recently established new endowment funds to support monk care, monk education, and general needs. And finally, we are looking at upgrading and adding to our existing trails in the ridges. Ultimately, we envision 20 miles of world-class running, biking, and hiking trails. With the assistance of multiple alumni, we have applied for a significant RDOT grant through the Recreational Trails Program. If we receive this grant, we may start this project within the next year. These are just some of the highlights of the difference that you make and the things that you have helped create. Thank you again. As you know, change is always present. I think everyone is aware that Dr. Wright is completing his tenure at Subiaco after 8 years as headmaster. We are grateful for all that David accomplished and wish him, his wife Cindy, who's with us today, and their family all the best. Thank you, David and Cindy. We will miss you. My role is also changing. Abbot Elijah has appointed me Executive Director of Mission Advancement. I have transitioned out of the Procurator position, which is now held by Carla Kennedy. I want to thank former Abbot Jerome, former Abbot Leonard, and Abbot Elijah and all the monks of Subiaco for inviting me into their family and allowing me to serve first as business manager, then as Procurator, and now in the Mission Advancement Office. I also thank all of you guys for your support, generosity, and especially for those people who spend a lot of time with me. Thank you for your patience over the years. You are very special. I mentioned Carla Kennedy is now our Procurator and Chief Financial Officer. She sends her apologies as she wanted to be here today but had another obligation. Carla has been at Subiaco for 12 and a half years. She is a licensed CPA and has served as Subiaco's controller, operations manager, and assistant procurator. Carla is married to alumnus William Kennedy, class of 1995. Carla and William have 4 children, Madeline, Lily, Ian, and Max. Ian and Max are both students here at Subiaco Academy now. In addition to her experience and expertise, Carla brings with her the Benedictine traits of wisdom, humility, kindness, and patience. I am excited that Carla will be serving as the Abbot's Procurator. We are blessed. Speaking of blessings, as you all know, Linda Freeman has been a blessing to us all here at Subiaco, serving in the Development Department for over 20 years. Linda recently informed us that she is stepping away out of that role effective June 30th. Linda is amazing and will be greatly missed. I cannot express my appreciation in words. Her operational accomplishments are many. She helped lead 2 successful campaigns which provided many needed physical improvements, new construction, increased endowments, and new relationships. Linda has been instrumental in raising $60 million in support of the ministries of Subiaco. As Development Director, Linda established a robust annual and special events program, as well as donor appreciation and acknowledgement programs. She has assisted in more than 20 new endowment funds being created and has been a leader of our columbarium ministry. Linda has fostered relationships with grant organizations and co-led our peanut brittle and monk products program with Father Richard. Linda has worked hand in hand with 3 abbots and multiple headmasters in support of the ministries she holds so dear. And the list goes on, too numerous to mention in the time that's available. Years ago, I was told that some people in this world are givers and some are takers. Linda Freeman is the ultimate giver. Linda Freeman, you have done so much for so many. You will always be in our prayers. Please join me in thanking and appreciating Linda Freeman, our Development Director. Thank you again, Linda. Lastly, as we continue building upon the strong foundation established by Linda and her entire team, we are expanding our development office into an office of mission advancement, hoping to bring synergies, partnerships, and alignments across the Abbey and the apostolates. We will continue the critical work of donor relations, annual giving, capital campaigns, grants, and planned giving, as well as communications and events. That is a lot to do, as Linda knows. We hope to be unified as we focus on communicating with, listening to, and inviting monks, alumni, benefactors, parents, students, employees, and friends more deeply into the life and mission of Subiaco. We will continue doing many of the things we have previously done while also trying to find new ideas and opportunities. Please pass any of those along to us if you have any. You will hear and see more about this in the time ahead. On a personal note, Alumni Weekend is very special to our family. We are blessed being a part of this wonderful place. You all have been very, very good to us. Thank you all for the privilege of being here with you. I hope you all have a great weekend, and onward Trojans.
Dr. Wright, Mr. Smith, would you like to give us a academy and athletic update?
It's always nice when I follow Glenn and I can raise the mic instead of having to lower it all the time, so I appreciate you greatly. Good morning, Abbot Elijah, monastic community members, family, friends, and staff of Subiaco Abbey and Academy, and most importantly, good morning to our alumni brother Trojans. Welcome home. Looking out across this room today, I don't just see an audience, I see the living, breathing history of Subiaco. I see generations of men who walked these ridges, sat in these classrooms, and carried the spirit of Pax into a world that desperately needs it. As I stand before you during this reunion weekend, I'm filled with a profound sense of perspective. This milestone marks the conclusion of my 8-year tenure as the headmaster of this extraordinary institution. 8 years in the grand, century-long tapestry of Subiaco is but a short chapter. But oh, what a chapter we all have written together, and the key word is together. When I first arrived on this beautiful campus, I knew Subiaco was a special place with a distinct destiny anchored by tradition and faith. What I quickly learned, however, was that our community doesn't just cherish history, we possess the courage to build the future. Everything we have achieved over the last 8 years was not the work of one person or group of people. It was the result of a shared vision backed by your unwavering generosity, prayers, and Trojan pride. Together, we have fundamentally transformed the landscape of Subiaco Academy. First, look around you. Together, we undertook a monumental effort to revitalize our campus, ultimately renovating or rebuilding nearly the entire physical plant. From state-of-the-art learning environments to first-rate athletic facilities and updated residential and community spaces, we ensured that our facilities matched the excellence of the young men who inhabit them. We didn't just pour concrete and lay bricks. We secured the physical foundation of Subiaco Academy for the next generation. Second, we looked at the incredible, rugged beauty of the Arkansas landscape surrounding us and asked, How can this environment shape the character of our boys? The answer was the creation of our best-in-class outdoor adventure program. Today, our students aren't just learning in classrooms. They're learning resilience, leadership, and teamwork on the rivers, trails, and peaks of this region. Third, we modernized our academic identity. We completely re-engineered our core curriculum, breathing new life into the humanities and the sciences. We recognize that the world is changing, and our students must be prepared to lead it. To anchor this, we launched an introduction to Latin and Greek class, established a vibrant Future Farmers of America chapter, first for a private school in the state, and introduced cutting-edge programs in animal and environmental sciences. Right here on our campus, our students are exploring the vital stewardship of creation, a deeply Benedictine value by studying the earth, its natural resources, the animals that inhabit it, and the life it sustains. We did all this together. We modernized, we expanded, and we excelled, but we never lost sight of or the connection to our roots, our traditions, and our formational culture that has grown boys graciously to manhood since 1887. But as any headmaster will tell you, a school is not defined by its buildings, its outdoor gear, or its curriculum. A school is defined by its soul. Recently, as we prepared to send our latest graduating class out into the world, we surveyed our seniors. We asked them a simple question: what is the number one thing you will miss most about Subiaco Academy? The answers didn't mention the new buildings, they didn't mention the technology or the trips in the outdoors. Overwhelmingly, unanimously, the number one response was a single word: brotherhood. These young men recognized that the tighter the bond between them, the stronger they became as individuals. It is the same brotherhood that brings you back to this hill 5, 20, 50 years after graduation. It is a bond forged in the dorms, on the playing fields, in the Abbey Church, and at the dining tables. It is a lifelong gift that only Subiaco can bestow. We have our monk population, our monastic brothers, to thank for this incredible bond of brotherhood. As I reflect on this brotherhood, my final thoughts as the headmaster anchor themselves in a profound sense of gratitude. To explain what this means to me, I want to share a story from our recent graduation ceremony that beautifully illustrates the spirit of this place. During commencement, each of our graduates was given a stole of gratitude. This was something new for this graduating class and for this academy. It is a beautiful vestment worn during the ceremony, but it isn't meant to be kept as a personal trophy. The tradition dictates that soon after receiving their diplomas, the graduate must take that stole off his own shoulders and place it around the neck of the person who made their journey possible: a parent, a guardian, grandparent, a monk, a coach, a teacher, maybe a mentor, maybe a brother Trojan. It is a tangible public act of saying, I am who I am today in this moment, at this place, because you loved me, you guided me, and you supported me. Watching that exchange was one of the greatest honors of my professional life. It encapsulates the humility and mutual respect that defines Subiaco. This morning, in a symbolic way, I want to take my own stole of gratitude and place it upon all of you. To do so, I'd like to invite J.P. Koch forward for just a second to accept this stole on behalf of the entire Subiaco Academy Trojan alumni family as my parting thoughts of gratitude and thanks to all of you. So thank you very much. I told JP he's going to look good in that all weekend long. Don't spill any beer on it or anything like that. Let me close by saying a huge thank you to so many, and there's way too many people and many organizations, and it's impossible for me to share the gratitude that both Cindy and I and our family have for everyone involved here at Subiaco. But I want to thank the monastic community for their spiritual grounding and their wisdom. This 8-year period for us has been one of tremendous spiritual growth. And we want to recognize the role that the monks played in that. Thank you to our incredible faculty and staff who pour their hearts into these boys every day. And thank you to our alumni for never forgetting where your journey began and for ensuring that the fire of Subiaco burns brighter than ever. Thank you for the immense honor it has been serving as the headmaster for these past 8 years. You have changed my life, you've changed my family's life, and just as this academy has changed your lives. May God bless each of you, and may God bless the great brotherhood of Subiaco, and as always, onward Trojans. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your reunion weekend. Appreciate you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again. Greatly appreciate all of you. Just a quick word on Dan Smith, class of '88. Very, very excited that we have been working together for just over a year now in preparation for the time when I would stand aside and let Dan take over as head of school. I'm thrilled for him and for all of you, for our students, our faculty and staff, the monastic community, and I know you'll give him the same great support that you have given me. But Dan and I have had a great time working together. We're not totally done yet. We're going to wrap up here in the next few weeks, but it's been a great opportunity for this succession planning idea to take place. And I think it was the right move, and I'm excited to watch how Dan and all of Subiaco Academy continue to flourish. Dan's going to present the athletic report to you all this morning. So again, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate you.
Morning, fellas. Dr. Wright, I think we've kind of, we don't give enough credit here. A lot of things have been going on all throughout COVID and everything. Dr. Wright has set a legacy at Subiaco that we want to continue. This tradition of this passing and the whole plan that he put in place was Dr. Wright's idea. And I'm privileged to have that, to continue that. And just to let you know, Dr. Wright, that will be continued on much after my time here at Subiaco. I just like to let everybody know Dr. Wright has been that stable person that has taken us through. All of us to be proud as alumni of you, and we really appreciate everything that you've done. I hope to continue that legacy that you have started and created. And again, just want to thank you again for all your time here. Coach Applegate was not here able to put this on, so I'll go through this the best I can. He was our athletic director. I want to announce first and foremost, our new athletic director for next year will be Matt Noble, class of 2003. Thank you, Matt, for stepping into that. And then I'll do my best here to make sure, I hope I don't leave anybody out. Golf this year did really well. They did well in the district, and I believe we sent one student on to the state meet, so that was a good one. Cross country finished second in the district, so they came from behind to, I think, catch up. I can't remember how many points it was, but quite a bit, and then finished really strong in the district. Then we had tennis. Tennis sent 2 people to the state, one of those which was our doubles competition. Those 2 young gentlemen, Trevor Wozleski and Julian Gamino, were also, I think, represented as the all-state doubles students. I can't remember what that one was, but it was a great honor for those 2, Julian Gamino and Trevor Wozleski. Football, we have the state championship, 8-man football. So Fantastic job with those kids. As you know, we'll be moving to 11-man football next year in the 4A, compete in the 4A, so that's a big step for us. We're welcoming that and see how that goes. Wrestling had 2 students go to state. One, Ben Remy, he made it to the podium, so he did a great job with us. They've also competed in some national tournaments and have been keeping that program going. As we know, Coach Majezik will be leaving us. We are in the process and hopefully have a new wrestling coach ready to go for next year. Basketball, we were the conference champions. We also were the conference district championship tournament. We won regional tournament, and then we went to state and made it through the second round in the state, where we lost to Newport, which was eventually lost to Osceola in the finals. If you can't tell, I kind of helped Coach Tinkley a little bit there, so that one's a little bit longer than all the others. So had a great dude, and it was also a privilege to not only coach with somebody that coached me, but Coach Tinkley, I want to thank you for allowing me to be part of that great team. Our track and field went to state, and we had 3 relays and I believe 2 distance runners that competed in state. They were in the relays were the 4x100, 4x200, and the 4x800. Swimming also sent 2 people to state, and we ended up having those 2 people compete and did a great job for us overall in the state piece. If I left anybody out, I do apologize, but again, just want to reiterate and really thank Dr. Wright for the piece that we have here moving forward. It's going to be a challenge. I want to let you guys know I take this role extremely serious. I want to make you proud as alumni, and seeing you guys here, just super excited about the year. A lot of things going great. Everything's on that upward trajectory thanks to Dr. Wright. We're going to continue that upward trajectory, and onward Trojans.
Thank you, Dr. Wright, Mr. Smith. Pat Franz, I think you got some awesome news to tell us about Camp Subiaco.
All right, gentlemen, we are going to have camp this year. Thank you very much. Okay, I got to kind of get in camp mode. This is kind of the time of year we do this, and it takes all year long to get to where we are today. But Camp Subiaco is your camp, okay? It's the Alumni Association's camp that we took on in 1991. The monks did it from 41 to 91. We've been doing it since 91. I've been your camp director for now 27 years. It's crazy how time goes by. A lot of helpers out there, I see, who've helped in camp over the years. I much appreciate it. This camp cannot run by one camp director. It takes about 40 people each week, okay? So we're coordinating that. You think about why are we doing camp? Camp is one of the first, usually the first contacts with Subiaco that a family has with their little 9-year-old boy. Okay, 9, 10, 11-year-old, they come to camp, they experience what we experience. They go off and see Hidden Pool. They go off and see the Lake Dardanelle, the cabin and a boat. They go off to Third Lake for canoeing. We do shotguns, 22s, we do go-karts. Camp Subiaco has a 98% return rate. If you turn your son in to us on a Saturday, there's a 98% chance you'll get him back the following Saturday. Goes over real well with us, but the parents don't seem to laugh too much. All right, so it is an activity-based camp. This year we have a complete full camp for 2 weeks. Both camps are completely full, 133 the first week, 137 the second week. This is a 270 camp operation, the biggest we've ever had. So thank you guys. In the academy side, over half the student body has attended camp. So it's a very important component of getting families to the academy. If you talk to somebody about what brought them in to the academy, it's a world of things. But you have to remember that usually 80% of our visitors who come here to visit the academy have been to camp or have some camp experience. So we want to keep it going. We want to keep it on the up and up, keep it good stories, not like we did in school here. Okay, there's some bad stories. But anyway, keep the good stories out there. Keep them coming. And then my staff and our camp helpers, our students, will put a good foot forward and welcome those families for the first time on Camp Subiaco, on Subiaco Academy's property here. And we have a few monks to help out through the camp, which is good too. The Mass, at night we have a night prayer in a darkened church, so the kids go through all week long, not seeing the church windows. And then Saturday morning, we have Mass with all the families who come in. And you can see those campers for the first time at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. Look up and see the beautiful windows of the church. So a very little spiritual aspect of camp going on. So in running camp, we need toys, okay? There are things that we have to operate in this capacity. A few years ago, I asked for some help with some equipment, go-karts and some canoes and such. You guys came forward and helped me with that. That was great. This year, I've got a little bit of an issue coming up. You guys need to know about it. We had, back in my day of camp, and some of y'all's, we used 2 boats that Brother Jude had and the Abbey had, and we worked them to death. That was good. They survived. And then in 2010, this is 10 years after I've been running camp, all the boats broke on the same night, on Saturday night. So I walked into Monday morning with no boat. So we're going to run a camp with no boat. Doesn't work. So we purchased a new boat. That was in 2010. A little Chaparral 186 SSI. Very, very common boat. Cost us about $30,000 back then. That was a big step for us. That boat is 17 years old. I don't see many vehicles that you guys are driving that are 17 years old parked outside. And so we're walking into a camp this year with a boat that is 17 years old. We've already replaced several things on it. We're struggling to get that boat to be operational. So it's going to be time for a new boat. So we're going to need some help with that. This new boat nowadays, in today's money, is $70,000. Okay? So you see, that's a big chunk of change. But in doing the math over the years, that little Chaparral we have down in the barn cost us, this is going to be crazy, but you put the numbers to it, cost us $5 per camper. It went 17 years over hundreds of campers and give them that experience. So that's where we are with this new boat. We hope to have it in place shortly, hopefully, and then we go forward another 15 years with that boat. So that's kind of where we're at right now with the camp. The food is magnificent. Charlie does a wonderful job, and the help is in place for the counselors and the staff. I do need a couple counselors, so if you've got a Saturday to a Saturday that you can run 12 boys and exhaust yourself to the point of death, I could use your help, okay? But otherwise, camp is full. If you have a camper that you missed signing up, I can take about maybe 5 or 6 little 9 and 10, 11-year-olds. The 12 and 13-year-olds, I'm kind of overcrowded because the Herd Hall and Furman Hall can only have so many beds. But anyway, thank you guys for your help, and let's go and have a wonderful camp. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Some old business. So last year, some of you may know, some of you may not, we took on one of our largest projects, which was the baseball lighting, baseball fence, and scoreboard. That project cost was $215,000 that we took on. As of yesterday, we had another donor, and once them funds are received, we will be, the original cost of the project was $215,000. As of yesterday, with that commitment, we'll be at $215,867. But now the but part. So when we was putting in the lighting, we ran into some of the swamp down there. So that project went over budget to $232,000. So as of today, we still need $16,133 to complete that project. New business. So Abbott Elijah came to us, and he would like signs put up for state championships, one at each of the entrances. That project's going to be somewhere around $30,000. We've made the commitment to appoint our special committees committee to look into this project and see about funding this, doing a fundraiser for it. We voted to do this, but not to commit to it yet until we have fully completed the baseball project lighting. All right, I think that's it on old business and new business. Abbott Elijah, I'd like to present the honorary alumnus.
Each year, the Alumni Board of Directors considers individuals who have impacted Subiaco Academy in ways that, reflecting upon our alumni, that we want to have them named as honorary alums. And this year, we're happy to announce 2 recipients of that honor. I want to start with the first one, Greg and Donna Whitsitt. Greg and Donna are faithful supporters of many initiatives for both the Abbey and the Academy. As grandparents of the current rising senior Quinn, they have been committed to the outdoor adventure program of our Academy since its inception. They provided that wonderful van and trailer for the cycling program with the goal of getting more students involved in the outdoors and to experience all that God has given to us in the natural playgrounds in and around our area. While owning an auto repair, tire, and wrecker service in Fort Smith, Greg and Donna have donated extensive amounts of mechanical repair and other services to our Academy, as well as providing many of the items for our fundraising auctions. Greg has also participated in many of these auctions by purchasing other items, sometime to Donna's dismay. Greg and Donna have freely given of their time, talent, and treasure to Subiaco with great respect for the mission of education and growing young men graciously into manhood. They're extremely grateful for the opportunity their grandson has had since coming to Subiaco Academy as a 7th grader. Recently, several months of work have occurred with Greg being in our sawmill. If any of you have seen, it goes through periods of time because we had, for a while, Father Patrick, who came after Father Bruno, then we had Father Jerome, and then we had Scott, we had a number of things, and now we see Greg's gracious face down there. He is already working in that sawmill, and he has increased our inventory. And what's great about it is, you know, because of our land, brothers, it's important for us to really have an operational mill where we can have rough-cut lumber. Your average high school doesn't have a sawmill. And woodworking, we often talk about farm to table. There's also the gracious gift of watching the beautiful trees and timber management we do and have it end up on the very chairs and seats and so forth that we have around us. So in grateful recognition for all of this, the Whitsitts, they are an incredible people, have been gracious to us as monks, as many volunteers, and in serving the ministries here. So I'd like to first honor, in a special way, Greg Whitsitt and his wife Donna as distinguished alum and a member of the honorary member of the Ladies Auxiliary. If you could come up here. What we'll do with all of you Thank you very much, Greg and Donna. We have, if you've seen, brothers, if you have not seen it, make sure that you all are aware of it. On our website for a number of years, we have the prayer request. You can go on there 24/7, 365, put in prayer requests. Brother Anthony then prints those out, puts them up. And I know many of you do send those in because I've spoken with you. Greg and Donna, we've been praying. They had some medical challenges, and we've been praying with them and for them. Always remember that you need not face any obstacles in life alone. Let us monks, who are your brothers, pray for you and with you. So I just throw that out there to keep that in mind. It's always available for you, and we'd be honored to be able to pray with you. Our second nominee and award recipient, if you will, is Dr. David Wright and his wife, Cindy. Following his 8-year tenure as headmaster, I think we all agree Dr. Wright's dedication to the mission and commitment of students and sort of the vision of this academy is deserving of this honor. It aligns perfectly with our Trojan spirit of brotherhood. We're delighted to welcome him with this award as a member of the Alumni Association. I want to thank Cindy in a very particular way for sacrificing years and time away from David. Ryan Gehrig, our outgoing president of our Board of Trustees, and I've talked about this before. I think it's very clear we would not have survived COVID had it not been for Dr. Wright. Financially, spiritually, fiscally, all of the things involved. It's because of God's grace in bringing Dr. Wright and Cindy to us that it was that pivotal time going through challenges where so many other institutions closed permanently, that with your support and then them being the spear at the end, leading us through that was so key. And for those of you who don't know, God had a special blessing and irony in David and Cindy's life. They are the parents of 3 beautiful daughters, Shane and husband Gabe, Kylie and husband Brian, and Samantha and husband Jamie. And 3 years ago, the Wright family, they were blessed by the birth of 2 grandchildren, and in the time since, 3 more grandchildren were added to their family. This is the irony of a headmaster leading an all-boys school. They now have not only 3 daughters, but 5 granddaughters. So maybe the possibility after leaving us, they might have a grandson somewhere in that midst. But it's been a great blessing, and you have been just wonderful in answering God's call to this place called Subiaco, as Father Hugh of blessed memory said. Never forget that, quite candidly and quite directly, God sent you to be a partner with us in this mission and its ministries, and we're very deeply grateful because I know that you truly bleed the good old orange and blue through and through. And so David coined the term that we often hear, onward Trojans, but it's the next phrase, onward together, because it's the Abbey, the Academy, our retreat center, working together in our common ministries that are so important. So Cindy and David, I'd like you to come forward and be inducted as honorary alum and ladies auxiliary members.
Next is the tournament winners for the Father Harold Golf Tournament. Mr. Swartz. A few announcements. Following this, the reunion class photos will be on the steps of the church. Make sure you're there. 1:15 p.m. Abbey Museum tour by Father Jerome. 1:30 to 3 o'clock Lady Auxiliary bingo and wine tasting here in Centenary Hall. 2 p.m. Q&A session at the Alumni Hall. 2:45 to 3:15 athletics tour by Coach Tim Tincleaf. General campus tours by request by Mr. Constantino. Then Mass at 4. Beginning after Mass, we'll have the social, banquet, and live auction at Furman Hall. And then Ladies Auxiliary silent auction will be open during the social and banquet, closing at 9 p.m. Then you pick those items up at 9:30. Got the nominee. Okay, following this, they'll be handing out ballots for y'all to vote on 3 new board members. The following board members, you can look at them on page 9. It's Pat Franz, class of 78, Mark Lesko, class of 85, Fritz Winswald, class of 78, and Brian Weisenfeld's class of 86. Class of 1986, y'all are counting the ballots once it's all completed. And with that, that's the conclusion of our assembly. 3.